one of the more important things that we look to do is to reach children who wouldn't ordinarily have an opportunity to participate in theater, to come to see plays, or even to actually participate in being in plays or being in that process. Some of them have never even been introduced to theater in the first place, so they haven't had a theater class in school, have never seen a play. And so one is to get them to come to see shows. And I think that's critical, to just see what it is, have the magic opened up for them, and even know that this is a part of our culture. So that part is very important, and we do have programs where we bring students to see shows, but we would love to expand that. But that is it's an expensive proposition, but we think it's important, it's critical. And the other part of it is to get students who ordinarily wouldn't have an opportunity to learn how to do theater. And so we've been looking at partnering with schools, moving out into the community to reach students who might be afraid to come and audition because they've never done such a thing. I remember we had a student come to us and audition for our summer Shakespeare intensive a couple of years ago, and he had never done this kind of thing before at all. And we were quite surprised to see him there for that audition, and so we asked him what sparked his interest, and he said in an English class they were reading a Shakespeare play out loud, and he decided he really liked that and he wanted to try it. And I thought, I don't care how good this kid is, I want this kid in this program. I wanted him to have that experience and participate in this process, and he did, and he was great. But not all students have that kind of get up and go. They don't all have that kind of commitment to, wow, I like this, I'm going to actually push myself and go try it. So we need to go out to those kids, and we need to reach them, and we need to get them into the theater. So those are a couple of the things, but there's so many more things that we need to be doing. One of the things that we're really hoping to put ourselves into, we have a volunteer-based program that works with children doing creative dramatics, readers theater, and working on literacy skills with children. So we read to the children and then have them do a lot of creative dramatics activities and act out the stories. And we'd like to expand that. We see a lot of teachers who are seeing in our volunteer-based program that they would love to learn how to do that. We want to do professional development for those teachers so that they can learn how to bring theater into the classroom and use it with their students. And so that's a bit of a struggle getting that to happen, but I think it's important, and I think it's really relevant to what the teachers are doing. They see us doing it, and they say, wow, this is making a difference. My children are more enthused about reading. They're more enthused about theater, or maybe it's the first time they're enthused about theater. And it also helps teachers with things like, where they're always, I don't know if you've ever seen this happen, but you have teachers who say, I'm constantly telling my children, speak up, talk louder, and they don't know how to teach them to do that. You can't just tell somebody to speak louder, you've got to train them. And so doing theater in the classroom will help them with those teachers' goals that they have for their regular curriculum. Well, you're asking a broad question, because theater training can be a lot of different things. Theater training can be acting training, and it can be tech training. And we have a lot of different programs, and one that we started in our tech center is an internship program. It's a paid internship program to bring young people into the tech center to work in these internships over a period of time where they learn how to do building sets or designing sets, and they've got to work on their math skills, they've got to work on their science skills. These are things that this kind of training encourages them to do, because it gives them a reason. Oh, is that why I need to know how to do this? Is that why I need to know how to calculate this? And they can apply it to what it is that they're doing in technical theater. So for me, that's another huge goal, is to be able to maintain that kind of programming where we can bring people in and actually have them working in the field and seeing what this is all about. And we bring students in from art classes to see what it is that they do in the paint shop for us, costume shop, design work, and to bring them in and see, oh, there's a career here, there's work here that I can do. But One of the things that we're working on now is, and I'm sure you've heard of STEM, it's a science, technology, engineering, and math pushed for schools all around the country. And, well, we think that's important. We agree it is important. We'd like to see, as you've probably heard, STEAM, where you add arts to that. And part of that reason is that it's creating a different way of thinking. And all around the country, you're hearing from business people who are saying, we're getting people who can do some of the technology that we need them to do, but they don't know how to think creatively. And what theater does and what art does and dance, all of these different things bring to a person a way of thinking about the world that they were not doing before. When you're just sitting there calculating problems, you know how to calculate problems, but you know how to think about how you use that in the real world and how you create something new and innovative and exciting and something that's going to be the next big thing that a big company is looking for. That's what they want. They want to be able to innovate, and that's where their money is going to come from. So when a company is looking for somebody who can think, they can often look to a person who's been trained in theater, because that's what we do. We think on our feet. An actor has to, is constantly ready for whatever comes, and it's sort of that improvisation thing where you say, you can't say no, you can't deny whatever it is that the other person said. It's yes and. So you take what somebody said, and then you do more, and you add to it, and you change it, and you allow yourself to be willing to think of anything as possible. And that is an incredible skill for somebody to have out in the wide world.